Guys, I was on my way out. I got some stuff I got to take care of today, and I thought I'd just go ahead and make a video about some stuff I've been reading about on the internet about the fascination with Jeffrey Dahmer. And a lot of that is definitely being propelled right now by the series that came out on Netflix. And we're going to talk about some different things. Some people threaten to kill people if they seen them dress up like him as Halloween. We'll talk about why that they said that if they seen people dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer at Halloween, they would kill him or hit him with their car. We'll talk about why that is. And first of all, I want to tell you about, I've always been kind of interested in his story and everything that happened, mainly because he was born and grew up in the same not too far from area where I'm at, and I lived and grew up. He is from Bath Township, Ohio. Now, he only killed one person there. It's only, right? I mean, you know, if you take into consideration how many people he killed, it was one person while he was in Ohio before he moved to Milwaukee and different things like that. A lot of you have probably already seen this series that's on Netflix. It's kind of a fascinating story because this person that's probably known around the world grew up and lived not far from where you live. So one of the things that people are using for their outrage is they're, of course, going to the racism card. It was not racism. It was not hate crimes. What it was the reason Jeffrey Dahmer had picked and killed blacks and minorities is because that's what he preferred, that's what he liked. It's not that he didn't like them or hated them or had some kind of a vendetta against blacks and minorities, other minorities. It's because that's what he preferred sexually, just to be point blank with you. That is what he liked. That's why he picked that. You know, he did not kill women because he's misogynistic. He didn't kill women because he didn't like women. He didn't want a woman. He wanted a man, and what he preferred was black people or other minority groups. And that's why he did what he did. Back from even when the time started, they tried to make it a race thing. That was never really, you know, it was only by the race baiters is how this was used. This country is so used to having race used in everything that they automatically go to that. And this is propagated by the media. Now, the media in this country is only owned by a few different corporations. All of the media that you see is owned by about the same 6 corporations. So when you see this, that is what you're hearing on each news station. You may think you're watching a certain news channel or certain things, but all that you're actually doing is watching the same thing being regurgitated by each news channel. And the process and what is going on in this country is to divide and keep us divided. They know that if we ever all came together, that we would kick out all these celebrity type, elite, multi-millionaire politicians. We would get rid of them, and we would bring in people that actually will help this country. And the way to stop that is to keep us divided. So let's get back into the story. Now, that is the reason why people are saying that they would kill people or run over people if they dress as Jeffrey Dahmer, because they think it's a race thing. It's being race baited on the internet. People were saying that people didn't care as much about the Ted Bundy movie or different serial killer things that came out. First of all, there was a lot of time and money and effort put into a series like this. This wasn't just a movie. Second of all, there's differences between this and like a Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was somebody that murdered women and he raped women, but somebody that actually eats people, people have a fascination with this because they don't understand how someone could do it. The second part to this is just simply Jeffrey Dahmer himself. He was such a meek, mild-mannered guy, somebody that would probably mow your lawn if you needed it, if he lived next to you. Somebody that would probably help you with something if you needed it. There was, and people can't realize how that somebody can be like that and still be like a monster at the same time. But it does happen. He can help an old lady carrying her groceries next door, and then that night kill somebody and put them in acid and take the skin from them and eat people and do all this. And people always felt the vibe around him. That's one of the things that happened, is people always felt the vibe. That's always talked about, because these people do have something that is around them that you can feel. Some people are more sensitive to it than others. I have a story time coming in one of my next videos about something happening to me with a vibe, and what ended up happening with me having this vibe, and what was it? Was it something that panned out, or was it just my imagination? But I had this vibe with a person. I'll do that story time on that. But people could feel it, especially if you're sensitive to spirits and this type of stuff. Some people might not have felt it, but people were kind of like repelled away from him. And he was a loner, kept to himself a lot. But here's the thing. You are going to have people dressing as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween. Now, people are mad at that. These are the same people that watch the series on Netflix and don't realize that Netflix, as a company, glorified this and put time, money, and effort and all their energy into this, using this to make money. At the end of the day, everything that a company like Netflix does is to make money, have their stock go up, to get rich, the ones at the top. That's all that it is. They didn't do this just to be an informative movie for people. They do this as a business move. Who's in the wrong here? Who's the bad guy? Somebody that dresses as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween? Or a worldwide company that used this and glorified it to make a series to make money for their business? Who is more at fault? People don't realize that. They don't even think about that side of it. But that's why there's much more of a fascination with Jeffrey Dahmer than there is with some other serial killers. Number one, he's always been in jokes. Ever since I was young, I remember the jokes, and it's at a different level. Serial killers are out there, and they've been out there for years, but it's at a whole different level when you keep heads in your refrigerator and body parts around your apartment, and you actually cook and eat some of the body parts and try to turn people into zombies and put them in your bed. This is something that a lot of people can't understand, and people like to watch things that they don't understand. That's why there's more of a fascination. It has nothing to do with race, in my opinion. I don't see at all how it would have anything to do with race whatsoever. That is just what he preferred, and people like to watch things that they don't understand. So from what I was told and I read, is that this is one of the most watched series that has ever been on Netflix. So, like I said, for them, this was a business move. That's all that it was. So if you want to take your outrage somewhere, you can take your outrage there to that. Because you will see people at haunted houses probably, and people dressing up. I didn't look, but you can probably get the wig and the glasses online, I would imagine. Who knows what all that they'll sell. But if there's a chance to make money with this, somebody online will be selling it. If there's money to be made, and there is money to be made with this type of stuff. So that's my thoughts on it, guys. People like to learn and watch and see things that their mind can't fathom. It seems like a whole nother universe to them with what he did and cannibalism and all that, and people get very interested in this, and it's very intriguing, and they like to know the details and the facts. and whatever they can learn about it. So that's kind of my take on it, guys. Hope you found this interesting, and if you have anything else to add to this, or if you think certain opinions about why people are fascinated, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. All right, guys, until next time, this is DOF, and I'm out.